What is up, guys, and welcome back to the Fathead Cycles YouTube channel. Today we're going to build off of our last video on how to wire up your own aftermarket head unit, one of these two places up here, and we are going to do an overview, an installation overview and a product overview of probably the biggest thing to hit the motorcycle audio market in the last 5 years. And that is this thing right here. It's the Rockford Fosgate DSR1 DSP, Digital Sound Processor. So, why do I need a digital sound processor on my motorcycle? Number one, it gives you time alignment correction capabilities. Easy enough. Sound is a directional thing. If you are sitting at a stoplight and you have a multi-speaker stereo system, say you have 2 speakers in a fairing, 2 speakers in a tour pack or saddlebag lids, or you have 2 speakers in the fairing and you have 2 speakers in the lower fairings, those speakers are different distances from your ears. So because sound is directional and sound travels at a finite speed, those sounds from those speakers are going to reach your ears at a different time. Time alignment allows you to measure the distance from the speaker to your ears, put that information in, and this thing right here is going to make sure that all of the speakers arrive at your ears at the same time. Other thing is crossover setting. No longer do you have to guesstimate your crossovers by your screwdriver on your amplifier. It's all right here digitally. The biggest thing is it has a built-in 31 band parametric EQ to allow you to tune your sound on your motorcycle exactly how you want it to be. So let's take this down to the lift and open this box and dig into it. All right. So this product right here, like it says, is the DSR1. It was built in a partnership between iDataLink and Rockford Fosgate. Sorry about the glare. I'm trying to move around to shield the light. It's an all-in-one digital sound processor and amplifier replacement interface. We don't care about the amplifier replacement interface. We care about the digital sound processor. This was actually, like most motorcycle audio stuff that's on the market nowadays, designed for a car, and we're just going to go into how to put it in a motorcycle. So what do we have in the box? We have FCC compliant stuff, product overview card, how to start everything up. It's pretty awesome. They did a really nice job with the instructions here. Step 1, non-vehicle specific installation, which we're going to be doing in any Harley. 4 inputs, 8 active outputs. So that means you can run 8 channels of amplification out of this. Step 2, download the app. This DSP is controlled 100% via Bluetooth from your Android or Apple device with the Rockford Fosgate Perfect Tune app. No more running wires to a DSP, USB cables, blah, 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 blah. It's all done from your phone. And then you have to set up your app and tune it. Over here on this side, they give you a breakdown of the unit, a picture of it, and then also a wiring kit or a wiring diagram. So this is it right here. This is the DSP. Rockford Fosgate, iDataLink Maestro, Like I said, we're not using the Maestro portion of it, but it is great for vehicles. I have one in my wife's car. I love it. Let's go into the connections. So on the back side, this says DSR1. You have the PLC connection with what looks like a telephone jack, if any of you guys remember what a telephone cord looks like. That is for a punch level controller. We're not even worried about that in this application. You have the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 pin connector for the output. And then over here on the other side, you have the input level switch, high or low. We will go over both of those. You have the 18 pin input for inputting music into it. Vehicle, T-harness spot, we're not worried about that. Future expansion port and a USB port to flash this module with firmware updates, to program the module to be vehicle specific, so on and so forth. And then you also have a status lamp. So let's see what else is in this box. Wires. Tons and tons of wires. Let's not be scared off by that, because we're going to go through them together. So we've got 2 harnesses and a micro USB cable. Micro USB cable plugs into the USB port. For firmware updates and vehicle programming. We don't need that. Let's start with the input. So on the input side of things, we have, like I said, an 18 pin connector. That literally simply just pushes in, snaps in place. Let's go over all of these different wires. So we have a yellow wire, your battery constant. We have a black wire, which is your ground. And Rockford has done a great job, if the camera will focus. Oh, there's too much other stuff going on. But all of these connectors are labeled as to their purpose. Okay, so we have the battery positive, we have the ground, we have a remote input to wake the unit up if you're using a if you're using a low level signal. We'll get to that. And then you have a remote output. So you have 2 blue wires. Pay attention to those real close. You have the remote input going into the unit and the remote output coming out of the unit. Then SPDIFN. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what the hell that is, so we're just gonna skip it because it doesn't really apply to us. Auxiliary in, again, doesn't really apply to us, so we're gonna tuck that out of the way. Here is what we need. Front left, front right, rear left, and rear right. Okay, so we have 4 inputs here that we worry about. They are pre-terminated with RCAs. So if you have an aftermarket head unit already installed in your motorcycle, you can take your RCA plug right here and get a double male RCA and plug it into the back of your head unit. Okay, front left, front right would go to your front inputs, or excuse me, your front outputs, and then your rear left and rear right would go to your rear outputs. If that is not, if these cables aren't long enough to get to where you need them to be, take a little 1-foot RCA cable, plug them in. You can now run this wherever you need to, up to your head unit. Say you don't have an aftermarket head unit. You're working with the factory head unit, whether it be the Harman unit up to 2013 or the infotainment system that started in 2014 and newer. Well, real easy. Get you a set of cutters, cut it right there. Cut this whole cut this whole RCA connector off. Split those wires, and you have one wire that is a solid color and another wire that is has a black stripe. That is your ground. So you have a positive and a ground. All you have to do is cut the end off here. Okay, so we've cut the end off of this left front in. We've stripped the wires back. Now what? Well, we connect these to our factory wiring coming off the head unit. If you do not want to permanently alter the motorcycle because you think that you might want to take this out or your aftermarket stereo out down the road and return it to factory because you're going to sell it, trade it in, what have you, get yourself some male spade connectors. Put one on each side, on the solid wire, on the positive wire, and the ground wire of each necessary connection. Then you're going to take your left front on a 13 and down motorcycle, and you're going to plug the white solid wire into the white and orange wire, and you're going to put the white with black stripe into the light green and white wire that you find from the main harness. Then your right front, you're going to do the same thing, cut it off, strip it back, put the connectors on it. I prefer soldering it in place, but that's for a more permanent installation. This will get you through just fine. The solid wire or the positive wire goes to the gray and red, and the black striped gray wire goes to the light green and black wire coming off the right front speaker. What if you have a 14 and up motorcycle? Inside of your speaker enclosure, you will find one of these. Okay, this one is, I want to say, a right harness, the harness for the right speaker. It's part number 692000752. You can, if you don't have these, you can go to the Harley dealership, pick them up, whatever. But if you're putting the whole system in, pull these out. This stays plugged into the factory wiring. We have our our female connectors. Again, we put our male spade on our DSR1 wiring. We've got a good connection. The 14 and up bikes are simple. Pink solid wire is the positive wire. Pink with a stripe is the negative wire. So now we have all of our inputs covered for the DSP. Now we're going to switch over to the other side, to the output side, plug this in, and now we have 8 RCAs coming off of this. What do these do? This is how the signal gets from the DSP to the amplifier. So the signal comes in raw here on the input side, goes out the output side modified. It's been time aligned, it's had a equalization, the crossover points, everything is being done out the output side. This is the mouth, this is the anus. Simple as that. Easiest way I can describe it. So you take your RCAs, plug them in, plug this into your amp. Then you're going to go to, open my phone up here. So now I'm going to go into the App Store on my Apple phone, and I'm going to search for Rockford Fosgate Perfect Tune. ROCKF. Alright, so Rockford Fosgate comes up there. There's the perfect tune right there. I already have it on my phone. It's asking me to connect. Go back to the main. Go to setup. Everything is done. Tune, advanced tuning, EQ. There's your 31 band equalizer. There's your crossovers, which are each independently adjustable. Right now it's set up for the subwoofer, so I want to make it a, so this isn't going to let me do anything because I'm not Bluetoothed to a unit. But there's our time alignment for each speaker. So I have front left full range. You can see there it says 34.3 centimeters. Well, that converts to 13.5 inches. I can increase that. So now the speaker is, or the DSP is set up for the speaker to be 78 inches away from me. So that's it, guys. That's the quick down and dirty on how to install the Rockford Fosgate DSP into your Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Power and ground, remote out or in, inputs, outputs, get to tuning. I know that I wasn't able to show you how to tune with the app because my phone's in demo mode because it's not currently hooked up to a unit, but there will be a bike coming in here next couple weeks that I'm going to do a full system on. One of those, I'm going to do a video on a bunch of different stuff on that bike, and one of those videos is going to be how to tune the DSP using the Audio Frog RTA. DSR1, super excited about it. They are available for sale on my website, fatheadcycles.com. They will come with a full factory warranty, in the box, ready to go, just the way you saw it. Make sure you click on the logo right here so that you can subscribe and stay up to date on everything that's coming out. Check us out on Facebook, check us out at fatheadcycles.com, check us out on Instagram, fatheadcycles. You know where to find us. We'll be back. Until next time, have a great day.